I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the sign Sagittarius and what you can expect if your rising sign or your moon sign is in Sagittarius for the year of 2020. Now remember, I am talking about the sidereal Vedic zodiac, not the tropical Western. So if you have your moon or your ascendant in Sagittarius, remember you can always go to the Galactic Center website to figure out what your moon and rising are in, and that is galacticcenter.org. Go to the free chart calculator. Now, getting on with what this sign has to offer for the year of 2020. I mean, Sagittarius has been beat up and put through the ringer because Saturn and K2 were traveling in Sagittarius all of 2019. And actually Saturn's been there for a couple of years. And so now there's going to be an added relief because now Jupiter's in the sign of Sagittarius, bringing a healing to all of the issues and problems that Sagittarians have been through and all these growth experiences. But now there's a healing because Jupiter being in Sagittarius is bringing a healing, and all of the issues you're going to find resolution with through this year of 2020. Now, with K2 being there, there's going to be new insights in terms of your purpose, who you are, because this is in the first house or the moon sign. You get a sense of why you're here, what you're here to do. And this starts a new life, a new beginning. A new lease on life is coming, and particularly even in relationships. This is like a healing because so much has gone on that has dealt with your ability to relate in terms of love and marriage, and even in business. There were so many obstacles for you to overcome in this past year that there's still something that's coming up that you're here to heal. And that is really dealing with, I think, your sense of self-esteem and who you are. But most of all, what gives your life meaning and purpose. That's what you're here to discover this year. And this will come about quite profoundly in the year of 2020. Now, in the month of January, it's like new beginnings, new starts, new opportunities, new possibilities, because with Jupiter always brings opportunities and just a new lease and beginning. You feel free. So many responsibilities were put on you with Saturn being there. And now you feel a sense of freedom and hope that that's what Jupiter will bring. And a whole new way of looking at how you believe, how you process information, your whole meaning, but principles and purpose in life have gone through a transformation. You cannot see things differently after this year of 2020. So spiritually, there's things going on, but most of all, relationship-wise, you're looking at your relationships from a whole different vantage point, and this can be healing. Let me say the month of February is going to be where you're tested the most, and whatever happened around the time of last June, if there was something difficult that arose in the area of your relationships, you're going to have to fix it by February. Something comes up relative to what happened through the months of May and June. And this is because Mars was in the sign of Gemini, which would have been 7th from your moon or your ascendant, which deals with relationships. So something about your partner may have come up, and something about your partner was, very difficult to deal with. It was maybe some arguing, maybe some fighting, maybe some disagreements, or maybe even the health of your partner went through a cycle of problems. This was relative to May and June. So whatever you went through at that time, is going to come back for you to look at and heal. And that's probably dealing with your sense of relationships and your sense of who you are and what you're here to do. Now, around that's what happens in February. But after that, around April, I'm looking at the end of March and on into April. There's something about money and spending that you're here to look at closer. But I do think you're going to be more prosperous and more successful with wealth and money. So ideas that are being brought on the beginning of the year, by the springtime, March, and particularly the month of April, things are going to get better. Things are going to improve. And I also know that by May, June, July, your health is going to improve. There's going to be something about work and health that you become more adamant about fixing and getting right, doing better, feeling better. And there's a lot to say that opportunities with work and money will prosper and grow, especially around the months dealing with April, May, and June. Now, Jupiter will go into the second house during the months of April, May, and June for you when it transits into Capricorn, and realize that something you've been working on is starting to produce and pay out. And another thing is your family. There's more of a togetherness. There's more of a sense of feeling and communication with family members that you haven't had before. This is a year that's so much better than last. You're really feeling uplifted, and finally some of your projects, well, not finally, but your projects that you're working on start to pay out and give great gains and financial money. So this is a year that you find stability. Yes, find stability and healing. And I want to say, by the time we come into the end of 2020, around the end of November, December, and on into 2021, you're going to find that financially things are really taking an upspin. And the projects that you've been working on should be financially viable and productive. And there's a healing with family. So all of the things that you've been struggling with for so long, for a couple of years with Saturn, the responsibilities of family, parents, children, spouse, are all coming to a close. And what's really coming up is your sense of who you are and your purpose, and moving on to a better life through what? Your own initiative and opportunities, because what you put out there, you're going to get back. And you've been putting out lots of hard work and diligence and patience and structure. All of this discipline is going to pay off. And I bet you thought it never would. But this is the time that things start to change, get better, look up. Relationships even heal all of the past difficulty. And there is a probability that if you're not in a relationship, you will be in 2020. Absolutely, yes. If you are in a relationship and you're married, the problems, the issues that were prominent will heal. And as the year goes on, especially after March and April, you'll find hard work gives you the initiative and the money that you deserve. Remember Saturn, wherever it is, it gives you your just rewards. And it will be traveling in your second house with Jupiter between April, May, and June. And then again towards the end of the year, the end of November through into 2021. So this is financial gains. But Mars being in the second house in the months of March and April will give you power because it's going to be in Capricorn. But let me say this, Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So it's your drive, your initiative, and your courage that is going to bring you your gains financially. So don't give up. Your diligence and persistence are going to bring you to the success that you've hoped for and you dreamed of. And this is the year that all changes. But realize more than anything, it's all about your changing who you are. And this is extremely spiritual. This takes it to the deepest spiritual levels of who you are in your soul. It's all transforming in this year of 2020. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information or a consultation, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.